Good morning. Hope you all had a great weekend, because I had a fantastic weekend of doing nothing. It's cold, as everybody in Zoom knows. I'm on a weather kick today, and it's just cold because I'm just this bipolar Maryland weather, dude. It's like goes from warm to cold, and I have a sweatshirt on, so it's not right. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna have a great week. It's Fed week. Wednesday's Fed, Jolts Tuesday, non-farm Friday. Should be fun. Today, though, we have a lot of bank holidays. So if you are trading the Swiss, the pound, the euro, keep in mind there is a holiday today, so there's going to be less volume. Less volume today with the bank holidays. It's Fed week. It's also just a bunch of shit this week. So today I'm definitely not going to be forcing any trades today. I don't really force trades. You know, don't force trades ever, but today especially, because lighter volume. We have ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. for the US dollar. Doesn't move the market, probably not, because we have so much more important shit this week. So moving on from that, the dollar, our favorite friend here, is doing absolutely nothing, sitting in this range still. I'd consider the dollar getting a nice pep in its step above 102, but it needs to close above 102. Like this 102, 100 area, if it closes above, I think we can get a nice rally out of it, a squeeze. But for now, it's just dead in the water, and I probably expect it to be dead in the water until maybe Fed Day or something. I don't really know if it's going to break out here. Maybe people go risk off and it gets rallies in front of Fed. Who knows? We'll see. But don't really care what it does right now, because it ain't doing anything. Let's take a look at equities. After I have a sip of my coffee, I have new Colombian coffee today. Colombian coffee is my absolute favorite. US30 breakout mode here. Indices are on breakout mode. We broke through these descending high trend line here. Just closed above. Get rid of this shit. Just closed above this consolidation high here. And so potentially get a rally out of the equities today. I don't know how much we move in front of all the news events we have today, but it is in breakout mode. The last 2 days, which is what, Thursday and Friday, had a nice rally out of them. So is today a rest day? I don't know. Who knows? Overnight session hasn't really done anything. We've just been sitting here in a tight range. So maybe that'll leave us for some rooms through New York session. As far as plays today, it'll be tough. I mean, look, we have clean range to fill. We had this little inverted head and shoulders here, so maybe we come back to retest 33,874. Looking at the 1 hour chart. I mean, I think that if I were to take any sells on this today, because, I mean, look, we're sitting at resistance, so we could still potentially have this pullback. Ideally, here would be the best case scenario for the Dow today. You break through the highs, come back below, right? You break through this trend line. We get a retest, a bearish engulfing, and then we get that push to fill back down towards this neckline. This would be like the absolute best case scenario. I would like to see, even if we don't get that liquidity grab, if we can get some type of, just kind of squeeze through these lows, retest, bearish engulfing, then I would like to see some potential sells. Longs, I'll take longs. It's just come so far, but it is what it is. It's on breakout mode, so it might not even retest. If we close above 34,121, I'm not just going to buy when it close above, because it could just be a liquidity grab. If we move away from it to retest, then I'll look for like a bullish engulfing against that support for then a run towards, I don't know. We'll see how much room we have in this. I mean, 34,306 is the next area of resistance, but we'll see how much room we have and how much momentum we have in us today. That's gonna be for the Dow. US 500, the S&P is all in daily breakout mode as well. Closed above this 4150 resistance, sitting in this wick area, but Friday did close above, so we are changing characteristics a little bit. Looking at the hourly chart, we've been creating this stair step. I don't think we created a higher low. I haven't created a higher low yet, so we continue this on. Higher low will be right around 41.27. Do we come back that far? Probably not, but I still would like to see the same thing as the Dow. So look, we're still sitting here. Here's resistance. We actually broke above on the overnight session, came back below, and we're now finding resistance there. So if we can get a break through these lows of 41.65 and a retest, sales could be definitely in play for the S&P. If it comes back above and closes back amongst 41.75 area, then I think we get a continuation, and let's see where we can get a continue. Well, the problem is we have a lot of wicks, right? We have wick, 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 and then wick, right? So if you look back, a lot of overhead resistance with those 1 hour rejection wicks. So I'd rather see another, if I'm going to take longs on the S&P, I'd rather see another daily close in this area, because we're seeing a lot of rejection wicks here. And especially with Fed week and today being lower on volume, I'm not going to take that play. So the only position I see on the S&P would be a potential. Oh, we actually broke these trend lines. So if we can close below 41.66, then I think we can get a nice push to the downside. But that would be maybe the only play on S&P today. NASDAQ daily closed above this range on breakout mode as well. Very clean price action looking left. Going to the 1 hour chart. Overnight session broke through the highs as well. But if you draw all over resistance, we're actually sitting on top of this prior resistance. Instead of the S&P and Dow sitting below, NASDAQ's actually sitting right above. We did break through these highs, came back below, finding it as resistance now. So with the NASDAQ, we can come back below 13,225, then potential sells are in play. So just add alerts. Longs for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's going to be the leader today. So let's see where we can look for longs. We have resistance and then some resistance. So yeah, anywhere above 13. So if I can get price above this area here, then you have completely clean price action until 13,353. So I don't like the idea of buying the breakout. But maybe during an icy open, we'll see. I prefer the sells in equities today. Yeah. Moving on to metals, gold. I mean, it's just, this is, I mean, come on. Look at this daily chart. And what part of you wants to trade this and say, hey, you know, this looks like a good trader. Let me trade gold in this range here, because there's a clear directional movement here. Just so fucking choppy. I mean, look, you could make the argument that we have these descending highs here, and we can, break above, retest, and rally, which could be an interesting argument because it's been such a strong trend line. Maybe break through, retest 1994, and run. But my only issue is, like, you've seen something like that similar to right here, right, where you had this trend line broke through, didn't really go anywhere, chopped around. So my concern is this is such a strong range that it won't get enough momentum to really break through and give us that rally. It won't be a clean move as like it typically would, right? Because we're just, this range that we've been in for the last month has just been very choppy. So personally, I'm not going to be trading gold today. I won't be trading gold until it breaks out of this range, because I just find I have no edge in this range, and I see that there are much better plays elsewhere. So I don't want to get my account chopped up in this range. It's just very, very choppy, not worth it to me. So no trade ideas on gold at all until we break 2012 or 1972. Oil could be interesting though. Look at the daily chart. We've been talking about oil. We broke through these highs, break of structure, draw through your fibs. We're sitting right at the 50% retracement for this break of structure here. Interesting enough, we're also sitting right near this point of rejection for oil. So we're sitting at a very strong support level. If you look left, it's also an area that we had some pivot here, rejection, right? This is a very strong area for oil. So I like buys if it can hold. Did oil have an upper wick? No, oil did very, 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 very tiny. Very, very, very tiny. So I like the idea of oil longs if we can hold support and then start getting a break of structure on the lower time frames. On the flip side, if we break through these lows, very clean traffic looking left to the downside. So we're in a neutral zone right now. I wouldn't trade it until we had a lower time frame break of structure, because we've been creating these lower highs and lower lows. I mean, we've been just grinding down like this, right? So I might not end up trading today. If I miss this move today, I don't care, because I'd rather, you know, the market right now, I want to wait for confirmation. So oil break above 76.70. I'm interested in potential longs on a retest like this, because then we're actually on a breakout mode. We're holding the 50% level. Yeah. So this is a very interesting idea or area I'd like to see buys. And so it'd be something like this, right? If you look at oil, this is where we're at now. You break through that high, you retest, and then you get this overall extended rally. So looks very similar, and that'll be above just this gap fill, and it'll be above the actually that I didn't realize it started bleeding overnight. Yeah, so it'll be above the overnight session high. So that will be the idea for oil. Add an alert and wait for it to happen. Looking at currencies, I'm really intrigued by the yen play based off of Friday's news. Could get a nice continuation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you didn't watch my Sunday review video. So if you want to hear what I'm talking about, go watch it. But I think we can get a play similar to moves, maybe not this extreme and extended, but this pullback here was based off of really what they talked about Friday, right? And which should then give us this extended rally. So watching yen pairs, but a couple things I'm watching in particular: USD CAD. I like to see sells. I like to see overall buys as we get to lower price action, but I'm looking for this counter trend sell here. We had the break of structure, grab liquidity here, dumped over Friday, and then broke through these lows. I'd like to see a get rid of this. I'd like to see a retest of this broken structure here, and then I will wait for then another break of structure for the sells. So I'm not going to take sells against here, because it could easily fill this move if the dollar's bullish and if oil continues to be bearish. However, I'm looking at CAD or UCAD. If we can break through, these lows here and then retest, then we're on a lower time frame break of structure, and then I'll look for some sells for a continuation of the downside. It's just going down to the 10, 15, 30 minute, whatever. That's where you're going to want to look for a break of structure for then a move. So I got some time left in UCAD. Maybe I don't get it today. but I'm going to be patient and wait for that play back down towards 13500 even quarter point, where we also have a daily structure. AUD CAD, I had a fantastic call out in AUD CAD, and the idea was, if you look at price in this area prior, and I talk about this literally all the time, what happens to price in the same area? You get this break, retest, and run. You get this break, retest, and run. I'm looking for a break, retest, and run. And so as you go down the 15-minute, you see this consolidation high. You get the broke structure here, retest, wait for that bullish engulfing. You got that bullish engulfing here, and it was just the cleanest trade I've seen all year. You buy there, stop these lows, take profit up towards quarter point 900. That was an easy, at least maybe 4-to-1 trade, depending on where you put your stops. 4 or 5, just 4 to 5, 5-to-1, whatever. But regardless, super clean. And now for AUD CAD, the idea behind this play, we're sitting at some daily resistance here, looking left. We're also sitting at these descending highs, this trend line here. So I want to see sells, maybe not today, but if we do get sells today, it'll be below break of structure here at like 89,950, below quarter point. So if I can get something like this, then I'll look for the sells. Otherwise, this one's not ready yet. New Zealand CAD, I like sells here because we're broken structure. So this is a daily resistance, 8,400, very strong area of rejection looking left. And we've been grinding up, and we talk about this. When you get that grinding price action, and then you can just get that push to the downside, right, with that momentum push. So I like sells on New Zealand CAD in this area. But again, waiting for a break of structure. So I'd want to see if we can get a push below. I'll consider sells below this area, but I'd much rather see sells below. We have high, low, high, low, high. So really, I'd like to see sells below like 83,650 area, like these lows. Because then if we can get a break below these lows, that's like that'll be a better break of structure than this temporary low right here. So I'd rather wait for a stronger confirmation, wait for a break of these lows, retest, and sell. Because I think there's a lot of room for sells. Based off of the way price moves, right? You get this grinding price action, and then you get this steep sell-off. You get the grinding price action, steep sell-off. You get the grinding price action, looking for that steep sell-off. And we're in this bearish channel here, so looking for sells here. I got my alert set. Got my alert set for here. I'll also set my alert for the close of Friday. Below this low here is the close of Friday, so I'll watch it for a potential move like this. If structure's like really good, so the hourly chart, I mean, that is an hourly low as well, so I will consider and entertain them, but we'll see. I'll have to play it by ear as price comes there. New Zealand JPY has time to set up still. I want to see overall longs on a retest, because I mean, look, I'm looking for anything against the yen. Like, I'm looking for longs, anything against the yen. So New Zealand JPY looking for longs, but it's such a strong move Friday. I want to see just some type of pullback for then maybe end of the week, midweek longs. CAD JPY, again, same thing. I mean, look how it reacted to prior JPY like moves here, very strong, right? And CAD potentially, with oil being very bullish, I'm looking for longs here because I think oil could be bullish, which would make CAD. CAD plays very heavily off of oil. Creating these higher lows, structure just broke through this high, so we're now in a bullish structure here, broke through this high. So I want to see a buys somewhere against this 100, very strong psychological level 100. So I want to see just some kind of break of structure, and then we'll look for the longs. USD JPY, again, looking for longs here with that yen news. Sitting here with bullish higher lows. Just broke this high on a bullish move now. I want to see a retest of like 135.5. We're running into some resistance here. So I'd like to see a pullback before I take the long somewhere down here, and then we'll get like a move like that. So I think it has time to set up. Probably won't play that today. GJ though, I mean, this could have the potential like a really good setup today. I want to see overall longs, but we're running into some very heavy resistance here, as you can see from this wick. So I would rather see sells today in GJ, and my sells will be below 171 quarter point. So draw at 171. I get a push below 171, then I will look for those sells to back down towards, like, you know, fill this move and get a retest of 169.5 area. Very clean range. Whoops. Very clean range. I mean, we have 170 pip downside potential, so I will wait for this 15-minute break of structure and then push like that. So pound yen, the idea is sells here. Going over 3 more pairs. Pound Swiss. I was looking for longs against this break of structure here, because I mean overall sells, but I think we can get some nice longs back up towards this trend line here, finding a lot of support in this 1.11500 area. So going down to the lower time frames, the 30-minute, this is an area I'd like to see longs. So if we can see push through quarter point 112 retests, bullish engulfing, then I'll look for some longs. We are finding support here at this prior break of structure, creating these higher lows. So I like longs on a move above 112. Break the little high here, this consolidation high, and then we'll look for that run. Pound USD, I think has time to set up still. I'm looking for longs against this breakout here, but the break of structure isn't really until like up here, and so I just don't think we'll get like a continued move that strong, especially if we get a weak pound yen, which was what I'm looking for. So no trade on pound USD yet. And last but not least, euro pounds, looking for sells against 8800 after we had broken through this prior low here, left a lot of rejection. I want to see something like this. Lower time frames, come back up to retest this 8800 quarter point where this prior rejection was, and then we'll look for the lower time frame break of structure for some sells. But we got a lot of, like, I mean, it's already run so far today. So can we get a continuation, then maybe a break of structure for sells? Possibly. We need it. We would have to see what it's like coming up here. So potential, but that's it. And that's everything I'm looking at today. I mean, maybe not even today, just this week in particular. Trying to find some ideas to play off of because it is Fed week. And so if I can get like a, I don't know, like a New Zealand JPY or AUD CAD type of play to stay away from like the Fed volatility, that would be ideal. But yeah, that's it. Not going to force anything today. Going to be chill. Might not trade today. We'll see. If as something sets up perfectly, then I'll take it. Otherwise, not trading today. So I will leave it at that. Have a great rest of your trading day. Safe trading, guys. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day. Have a blessed day. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you later.